there are many people out there who are achieving what we would consider to be great things. There are many people out there who are wildly successful, wealthy, and in possession of all of the apparent material things that many of us would long for, and they're miserable. There are many people out there who have everything they could ever want, and they're sad, they're unhappy, they're unfulfilled, and they turn to drugs, and some of them even take their own lives. So if those things truly were the source of stability, would that really be happening? We have to consider that. And conversely, we also have people out there who on the face of it have nothing, and they're the happiest people you'll ever meet. So if we can't draw a correlation between circumstance and feeling, where does it really exist? And that's the first thing. Where is your sense of stability? Are you looking to something out here to validate how you feel in here? And if that's the case, can you close your eyes and find that sense of stability inside of you? And to do so with enough conviction that the words and the preferences of others and the world at large ceases to have any impact on how you feel. I know the answer to that question is yes, because it's possible for every single one of us, and it's something I have discovered through my own practice. Yes, it may take some time, because it's counter to what we have been told. But what we have been told and accepted without questioning is just what becomes true for us, but not as an act of consciousness. An act of consciousness is something we can choose. And if we can choose where to place our attention, then we can choose to place our attention on how we want to feel, irrespective of our circumstances. And that's a really important point. Whether you know what you want to do, whether you know what your passion is or what your purpose in life is or not, how you feel is up to you. And to take it a step further, to answer the question a little more directly in terms of following your passion, following your purpose, there's something I read in those words I'm just going to refer back to, which is, how do I gain the courage to take this decision? I continually suffer from indecisiveness, low courage and low self-esteem. Well, at some level, if you know what your purpose is, then the decision has already been made. Right? So at some level, you have already decided what you want to be doing. And that's not necessarily an intellectual decision, it's a knowing inside of you, this is why I'm here. This is the thing I want to be doing right now. The challenge comes when we talk about commitment. Commitment is different from decision. We can say I have made the decision to marry someone, but you might not necessarily be committed to them. A decision is, let's say, it's a level of commitment, but there's no action. A commitment is, this is the thing that I'm going to do, irrespective of whether it works or not. And again, many of us hesitate to make commitments because we are not convinced that the outcome that we seek is a possibility, or that we are entertaining the possibility of failure. So to commit to something seems like a challenge, because there is always the possibility that we will not meet the outcome, we will not arrive at the goal or the destination or the vision that we have. And so we sell ourselves short. There is a quote, and I think it's attributed to Marianne Williamson. I could be wrong. If I find it, I'll pop it on the screen, but it's something along the lines of when one firmly commits and one has a strong enough resolution, the universe conspires to make such a thing possible. I've probably done a terrible job of paraphrasing that. But the way I hear that, the way it seems to me is that when we don't have commitment, we have an infinite number of possibilities. And when we have an infinite number of possibilities, how can we possibly choose? And if we can be anything, the likeliness is we will never amount to anything. When we make a decision, what we're doing is we're taking the infinite possibility which exists inside of us and we're saying, this is where I choose to focus my energy. In this moment, my energy is focused on the camera in front of me, and in the wider sense, where I feel called to share increasing amounts of my energy and focus is to support others with expanding the potential that they see as possible for them in their lives, and to help them find direction with that. But without that, its energy becomes easily dispersed. And then naturally, indecisiveness would play a part. And then when we don't make decisions, we start to question our worth, and we go, well, if I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't do that thing over there, then what's the point? What's my value? Like I know that story very well because that's been my story for a very long time. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what value I'm providing to people. I don't know why I'm even doing the things that I'm doing, but I'm doing them anyway. And often the external measures of progress, the money, the validation, anything else that we think is important, when we actually start pursuing the thing that's important to us, we stop caring about those things. Like, sure, it would be great for me as a producer of content and a creator of something meaningful in this world to have a grander platform, to be able to impact more people. But at this point in time, I'm not focused on that. I'm not doing this because I want your approval as a viewer. I'm doing this because it's what I feel called to do. So at some level, this is my commitment. I'm committed to doing this, irrespective of the outcome, but knowing that there is an outcome that I envision. And you can do the same. You can commit to making films. You can commit to that medium of expression, knowing that you're not doing it for the external validation of others, that you're doing it because it's an expression of your heart and your soul and your unique form of being in this world. And through that expression, you will expand and grow. And yes, it may be possible that you need to work a job or find an alternative career in the meantime. It may also not be the case. I don't know. I don't know enough about you as an individual to make that judgment, to make that decision. But it doesn't matter, ultimately. If you feel called to move in a particular direction, then you will move in that direction. The thing that's important is to make that commitment. It's not, I will someday be a filmmaker. Technically, I'm a filmmaker. I don't think about it that way, but you could say these are short films of kind, in my mind at least. And you have every possibility of doing that where you are right now. Like these days, it's so easy for people to be able to pick up their devices, to record something, to photograph something, to create something, to share it with the world very, very easily with a very low bar for entry. And that doesn't mean everyone should, but it means you can. And if you want to make films, start making films. Like, you don't need a qualification to start doing that. You don't need the approval of other people to start doing that. It's something that you can do. do it when you are able to. And if in the meantime there is a need for you to source an income or to pursue a particular avenue of work, you can do it knowing that it's leading you towards that. Right? So everything starts to come into line, whether it's the job over here, or it's a course over here, or it's something that you have to save up, or you have to move somewhere, or you have to do some particular thing, or go through some process of change, or have conversations with people. All of it converges towards that central commitment, which is, I am the one who makes films. As it is for me, if I have to work over here, if I have to do this thing, if I have to make some adjustments to my life, then all of it's converging to a point where I'm able to share a better quality of insight with you, the viewer. And that may take a really long time. It might happen tomorrow, I don't know. But I'm not going to force the process, and that's where perhaps the way that I express things is slightly different from how others out there will encourage you to take all the action today and get moving and get stuck in. We forget that not everything that constitutes as an action is always visible. Sometimes the commitment is what's important. And you can take hundreds of actions, but if you're not committed, then what kind of outcome are they likely to move you towards? So just to recap, come back to those two things. How you feel is up to you. It's your choice. And if you can block the world out, you can close your eyes and go inside and find the feeling that you want within you, irrespective of the circumstances of your life, then firstly you are empowered to make any decision. And you're also empowered to continue moving forwards if the things that you pursue do not immediately yield the outcome that you seek. And secondly, ask yourself, are you committed? And if not, are you willing to commit? And if the answer is yes, then do so. And if the answer is no, then you can graciously acknowledge that maybe at this point in life, that thing is a want rather than a need. And not a need because it's going to give you something you don't already have, but a need because it's something inside of you that is burning to be expressed. And only you can know the answer to that. Of course, as always, if there are further questions which arise from those words that you have heard that you want to share with me, then please do so. And for anyone else out there who's watching, if you hear something in that stimulates a question in you, then please drop it in the comments below or contact me through the website. I'm always happy to answer as many of your questions as I can, and it helps me to think about things in a different way as well, because I am one individual. I have my own perspective, and my perspective is constantly changing, and the best thing I can do for anybody is to hear the alternative perspectives and points of view and beliefs that other people have. And if there is an opening there to share something which may be of value, then I will do the best I can to support that. And if there's something that you hear in this that is valuable to you, then please let me know. Either in the comments, you can like the video. If you choose to subscribe, I very much appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot. And until the next one, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.